Restrictions from Europe, countless events and sports postponed or canceled altogether.
So we know that in one way or another it's affecting your life, and we promise, like we have from the beginning, to focus on the facts, not the fear. We're doing our best to bring you information that you need to know in a responsible way.
And today our entire newsroom is really working to get you the information you need to know. We're dedicated to covering this outbreak. Let's get started with the latest information. In the last hour, the Oregon Health Authority announced 3 new cases. That brings the total to 24. Clackamas County now has its first case, and Washington County has 2 more. The Clackamas County person had contact with someone with the virus. The other 2 in Washington County didn't, and it's considered community spread. Washington is up to 366 cases, but that's not the big story out there. Governor Jay Inslee is closing all public and private schools in King, Snohomish, and Pierce counties for 6 weeks. And among all the closures nationwide, this one is huge. Disneyland is closing tomorrow for only the 4th time in history.
Well, early this morning, we heard from Oregon Governor Kate Brown and other state leaders. You know, Oregon followed Washington's lead and banned all gatherings of more than 250 people for the next 4 weeks.
Yeah, Pat Doris was at the news conference today, and Pat, the goal is to really mitigate spread as much as possible.
Well, that's right. They're trying to slow the rate that this thing is spreading now. And here's the concern. There are 688 ventilators at Oregon hospitals. If your life is on the line, you're going to need one of those. And if 1,000 people are suddenly needing one all at once, it'll be awful. And that's why the governor is banning huge gatherings right now.
Our strategy now in Oregon is shifting away from one of containing isolated cases of COVID-19. Now we are focused on preventing the worst impacts of a mass outbreak from coming to pass.
And unfortunately, we have to look ahead at what's happening in Washington and Italy, and we have to use the public health tool of social distancing as the best way, in our opinion, to try to slow the spread of this virus through our community, spread out those severe and critical cases so they can get the health care they need when they need it.
And Italy is on lockdown. 12,500 people have the virus, 827 are dead. But there are also reports from the hospitals that there are not enough ventilators. Doctors are having to decide who gets one and potentially who dies. So that's the sort of thing that folks here are working hard to prevent. That's what it means when Dr. Vine says spreading out the cases so that people can get the health care they need when they need it. It's really a interesting time. We're right on the front wave of this tsunami.
Yeah, and I just question, how many hospital beds does Oregon have?
Well, we have between 6,600 and 6,000. I've been told both, so it's somewhere in between there. So there are a lot of hospital beds. There's just not all that many ventilators. There's probably plenty of ventilators for routine day-to-day, but that's not the time we're living in right now.
Okay, scary stuff. Thanks, Pat.
Well, Governor Brown and others have used the phrase social distancing, and this is really about limiting exposure to the virus.
Unlike other viruses, though, coronavirus is not spread through the air. You actually have to come in contact with a sneeze or cough droplets to get infected. Social distancing, though, basically means giving yourself some space and avoiding others when possible. Stay out of places where people tend to meet in bigger groups, like maybe churches, movie theaters, concerts, and keep distance from others when you're in public. 6 feet is recommended.
Well, this is the exact reason so many events are being postponed or canceled. One of the big ones is the Shamrock Run. Joe Ranieri talked with the race organizer, and Joe, thousands of people take part in this race every year.
Yeah, thousands are disappointed, but of course, actually understand why this race really had to be postponed. The news came down really late last night. I spoke with the race organizer just a few minutes ago who said he knew this was the right thing to do, even though he is a little disappointed. Now, the race was supposed to get underway this weekend for the 42nd annual Shamrock Run. Now about 20,000 people are not going to be able to participate in this year's event. Now, every year people come to downtown Portland and fill the streets dressed up for the race. Now, I talked with Dan Cruz about 10 minutes ago. He's encouraging runners to participate in what's being called a virtual race this year. Runners will still participate in the run and upload pictures to your social media. Of course, the group will be a lot smaller accounts, and Cruz says you'll still be able to get your shirt and medal mailed to you. The other option is to defer this year's payment to next year's race. Cruz explained a little more about that virtual run.
So a virtual run is running on your own. So get together with your friend, your training partner, your team, or your run group, and do your miles on your own.
And that was just one of many events that have been postponed or canceled. We've been just getting flooded with emails telling us about this event that's been canceled or postponed. One of them is Frozen the Musical, which has been playing at Keller since March 5th. We found out earlier this afternoon that was forced to cancel as well. Now, I talked with the executive director of the Arlene Schnitzer, Robin Williams, who told me they had 75 performances scheduled over the next month. She's been on the phone with a lot of groups and performers trying to maybe have them come back later on in the year, but everyone's kind of scrambling right now, Ashley and Christine, to kind of figure out what to do from here. This is something I don't think many people were expecting, especially the race organizers from the event that they were planning on having just a couple of days ago, 24 hours ago. They realized they couldn't go on.
Right. Yeah, Joe, and do we know if some of the shows that were canceled because of the coronavirus are going to be rescheduled?
You know, ideally, you would hope they could, but again, the executive director is telling me she's just kind of scrambling to see if the schedules can work for both sides. Of course, a lot of these performers, they kind of bank, all right, I'm going to be in Portland for the week or for the next couple of weeks, then I'm going to be going off to another city. So it's not as easy as you would think to be like, hey, let's come back in November. It all depends on what the schedule is like going forward.
Right.
Wow, what a stressful situation. Okay, thank you, Joe.
Well, virtually all sporting events have been canceled around the country as well. The NCAA canceled March Madness. Nearly every major sports league is also on hold.
Yeah, Orlando Sanchez joins us live in studio. And Orlando, it felt really inevitable after what played out yesterday in the NBA.
Yeah, there's no other way to put it. It's been surreal and unprecedented. The NBA suspending its season basically set the tone. According to ESPN, the league is expected to make a formal announcement on a timetable soon. So until further notice, the Portland Trail Blazers won't be playing any games. Today, the NCAA announced it has canceled the men's and women's basketball tournaments, as well as remaining spring championships. That includes sports like track and field, baseball, softball. The Pac-12 men's basketball tournament in Las Vegas was also canceled today. The Ducks and Beavers were supposed to play, and lots of fans traveled to see it. Major League Soccer has postponed its season for the next 30 days, so the Portland Timbers won't be playing anytime soon either. The Portland Thorns have canceled their preseason tournament. That was scheduled to start March 29th. This has also impacted high school sports. The boys and girls state basketball tournaments are canceled, along with all other winter championships like dance and drill. It's just a disappointing day for the athletes, many of them heartbroken, who have basically spent the entire season and put in time and effort to get to this point. And for those seniors, this is how their careers end, both at the high school and the college level.
Not even that, but you just look at the economic impact that this is having on each town where the tournaments would have been played, the businesses, but you know,
safety first, right?
First.
But yeah, it's totally all encompassing, from the
really
people that traveled versus the people that just wanted to be there for emotional support.
Absolutely.
So it's a true bummer for sports.
Yeah, Orlando, thank you.
Okay, so big announcements related to the coronavirus have been coming out from state officials, and they are impacting schools. In fact, today, Washington Governor Jay Inslee, as we told you at the very top of our newscast, announced he's canceling all public and private schools for 6 weeks in King, Snohomish, and Pierce counties. Back in Oregon, there is a petition circulating right now among students and the community asking officials to close schools in the Hillsborough School District. And St. Mary's, as well as Jesuit High School in Portland and LaSalle High School in Milwaukee, have already made the call and will be starting online learning on Monday. Central Catholic High starts that tomorrow. And yesterday into today, school districts really across the area have been responding to Oregon Governor Kate Brown's ban on large gatherings of 250 people or more. Portland Public Schools sent that letter out to families and staff. It is very similar to letters that were also sent out in the Beaverton, Salem Kaiser, Eugene, Hillsborough, Tiger, Tualatin school districts, and potentially other districts too. It says classes for now will continue, and we'll see if that holds true, but for now they are continuing. Large events are suspended. Sports games in particular will go on, but without any spectators. There will be no non-essential school activities for 30 days, and important meetings that are supposed to be open to the community will be streamed. Meantime, Beaverton schools offered some clarification. It has extended its restrictions to include visitors at schools. Only essential personnel will be allowed. And in the Vancouver Vancouver School District, schools there will remain open for now, but travel to King, Snohomish, and Pierce counties for any sports or other events is postponed or canceled. And you know what? As you can imagine, we've been hearing from a lot of parents too, asking why their child's school isn't closing altogether. What about elderly school staff? And what is the possibility of teaching remotely? Parents have a whole lot to think about. There are just so many unknowns.
I'm keeping up to date on the news, both nationally, state and locally. But the information is coming, and it's coming fast, and it's constantly being updated. So I'm just doing my best to pay attention to it all.
And about this last question, what's the possibility of remote teaching? Well, the complication here is that some students might not have access to a computer or internet. Right now, some colleges and schools are already doing it, though. We spoke to Oregon Connections Academy, which specializes in online learning, and the lead principal there says it seems like more people are becoming interested in online classes.
Ironically, it's a lot of districts maybe coming to us and just asking us, kind of picking our brains. How could that district in particular maybe go to an online option if they need to?
And if some of the bigger school districts make that call, we will let you know about it. Meantime, Willamette University has been added to the list of higher ed institutions making a transition to online learning. And Oregon State University sent out an email today saying that facilities will stay open, but exams and classes will be held online if possible starting this weekend.
And we will have special coverage of the coronavirus all evening here on KGW. Nightly news takes over at 5:30 as usual, but then we will be back here at 6 o'clock through 7:30 tonight with live team coverage. And make sure you tune in at 6:30. The head of the emergency response team from Multnomah County will be in studio taking your questions.
Coming up today, we witnessed the biggest drop in the stock market since the Black Monday crash of 1987. It has a lot of people understandably worried about their finances. Coming up, experts explain the do's and don'ts in this time of uncertainty.
And we chat with NBC News correspondent Kate Snow about how to talk to your kids about this pandemic.
I'm Matt Safino. It has been a beautiful day outside. We still have a clear sky. We're in the mid-50s here at the coast, still clear as well. But boy, is this ever about to change. It's going to get cold, it's going to get rainy and windy, and yes, we're talking about snow almost down to the valley floor.
At Papa Murphy's, we're making flavor magic for just $10. Introducing the new Combo Magnifico, a magical combination of giant pepperoni, sausage, mushrooms, and onions, all for just $10. Bake it yourself, then make it disappear. We make it, you bake it, Papa Murphy's.
It's time to get out and discover. Explore new places. Have fun. Laugh. Go play. Start new adventures. Discover new places. Find new passions. Discover the Northwest with a new all-wheel drive Honda Pilot. Discover great deals on a new Pilot. Visit northwesthondadealers.com.
Be advised, this is a once-in-a-lifetime chance to save 40 to 80% on a hot tub and swim spa. Friday through Sunday. Major manufacturers and warehouses clearance of new 2020 inventory. Clark County Event Center at the fairgrounds. Over 100 hot tubs on display and everything must go. See the revolutionary swim spa. You can exercise, swim, and relax without the expense and maintenance of a pool. Hot tub starting at $29.95. All inventory 40 to 80% off. 18-month interest-free financing. Trade-ins welcome. Free delivery. We'll even haul away your old hot tub. Clark County Event Center at the fairgrounds, Richfield. Free admission. Call 1-888-SPA-SALE.
I was having a lot of sinus infections. My sinuses were clogged, pressure, headaches.
Linda suffered for years with chronic sinus infections, but now her issues are gone. How? A minimally invasive procedure performed in the office of the Modern Nose Clinic, called balloon sinuplasty.
I would do it again in a heartbeat, and I would definitely recommend it for someone else.
Do you suffer with chronic sinus infections? Set an appointment today with the Modern Nose Clinic.
Riverbar Community Credit Union is proud to support the KGW Great Food Drive. We know fresh food matters. That's why we're here at the Oregon Food Bank's Learning Garden getting it ready for the spring. Too many of our neighbors go hungry. You can help. Your donations help fund important programs like this all over the state, restoring hope and making this place we love a little better. Throughout March, please donate food or cash at any Rivermark branch. Please give today.
Mattress World Northwest is celebrating 25 years of serving our community. Get this awesome Sealy Posturepedic pillow top set, only $698. Save up to $400 off Beauty Rest and Beauty Rest Black, plus free delivery in Holloway. Only at Mattress World Northwest.
Traffic and weather on the 7s. FM News 101 KXL.
Hunger hurts 1 in 9 people.
That's why the KGW Great Food Drive helps fund important programs like the Oregon Food Bank's free food market, providing healthy, fresh produce and pantry supplies to low-income families.
And it's so easy to give. A donation of just $10 provides 30 nutritious meals for local kids and families. Just go to kgw.com/food drive.
And welcome back to our special coverage here at 4 o'clock. With the coronavirus pandemic, we are looking to experts for answers.
And that's why we asked Portland State University biologist Ken Stedman to join us today. He's done extensive research with viruses and all that. Thank you so much for joining us today, Ken. First off, though, I'm wondering, how worried should we really be? I know a lot of people are really worried about this.
So I think, and I love what you're talking about here in terms of, facts, not fear. My standard line is be prepared, not scared. And it's thinking about things in a bigger picture. Definitely most people, and at this point 80%, and I think potentially higher than that, of people have really pretty minor symptoms. Now, that's definitely the case for you and me. Older people who are at higher risk is definitely more of an issue, which is why we're seeing all of these closures right now, is to prevent that kind of thing moving forward. But just thinking about it, 1 out of 5 chance sounds bad, but 4 out of 5 chance actually to me sounds reasonably good. And as I say, I think that the actual numbers are probably going to end up being higher than 80% of people who have few to no symptoms.
It is so important to keep perspective, though, on that.
Exactly.
So what do we know about the transmission of the virus?
So in terms of transmission, I heard you talking earlier, and it's exactly right. It's an aerosol transmission, and actually really droplets. And so that's part of the reason for staying far away from whoever you're actually talking to, hopefully not coughing on. And really what's happening there is the droplets, when they come out, they're going to drop. Again, gravity's our friend in this case. So droplets are going to fall. They're going to fall closer to whoever is producing them. And so that's the reason to stay far away from people.
I want to jump in on that, though, because there seems to be some confusion. People think, well, the virus is going to live for hours on surfaces. And I think that's where people get concerned.
So that's a great question, and the answer is we really don't know in terms of being infected, infecting people. We do know that the virus is still active, but that's all stuff which is done on Petri plates and Petri dishes. And so actual infection, it's clear that people do get infected by being coughed on by this directly inhaling the aerosol droplets. How much transfer is actually happening by touching and getting it from surfaces? Don't lick the floor, but
good to know.
still.
I'll try not to do that.
Yeah. Okay, and we've been hearing from a lot of, health experts, state officials, and we've heard the term flattening the curve. So for the average person out there, what does that really mean?
So flattening the curve is getting back again to what you were discussing earlier, making sure that the hospitals have enough capacity to be able to deal with the extra numbers of people who are going to need those ventilators, going to need those hospital beds. And so the idea is, instead of having a really rapid rise, and then lots of people at one time, which could completely blow up the situation, which seems to be what is happening in Italy, is to try and spread out and just have transmission be slower. Transmission is going to happen. We know that's going to happen. But the longer it takes for transmission, fewer people are going to be sick at the same time. The total number might be about the same, but it'll be fewer at the same time. So it's critical in terms of the resources that we can't really build up.
Well, not overwhelming the ERs and the hospitals and the healthcare system is critical.
Yeah.
I know this one might be tough to answer, but I'm wondering myself too. With flu season, we see it ramp up in the fall and the winter, ramp down in the spring, early summer, that sort of timing. With the temperature, do you foresee that happening with this virus? Is it too soon to even know if in 2 months from now, if it'll be dying down?
That's a really good question. The easy answer is we don't know. However, at least what people think about flu, it seems to have to do with the moisture in the air, and also just people are a lot closer to each other. In summer, you're outside. In winter, you're inside. And so there's going to be more transmission that happens there. So we'll see. No one really has a good handle on it now for this particular virus. Hopefully it'll go down a bit, but I wouldn't count on it.
Okay, and I know we have a couple of viewer questions, but really quickly, I've heard a lot of people wondering, should I go out? Should I touch this? Should I touch that? Should I touch that apple at the grocery store? Should people be really that freaked out about it?
I would say no. And basically, I think what I like to think about is, what have I changed in my life over the last couple of weeks, month or so? I wash my hands a lot more, but I still go to work. I still, play with my kids. I'm still living my life. I'm going to go and see my 77-year-old mother next week in LA. I'm getting on a plane. I'm going to see someone who's in a situation where it could be higher risk, but no one in my family is sick. We've decided, with discussions with her, which I probably wouldn't have had beforehand, now that we're both happy with it, and so we're going to see her.
Well, Ken Stedman with Portland State, a biologist and an expert in viruses. We will definitely have to have you back because we could ask you questions all day.
And I could talk all day.
I know. So we appreciate your time, though, Ken. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Okay, so now we're heading to our weather with Matt Safino. Matt, what's it looking like outside?
Well, it is going to be drier this weekend, but it's also going to be colder, and that's going to probably, as to Ken's point, keep people inside. So I don't know, if the dry air helps, then yay, because we got some dry air coming our way. It was warm today. Again, we made it up to 55 in Portland. That's close to average for this day. 72 down in Brookings. Ooh, banana belt on the southern Oregon coast. Love to see that. 51 at Pendleton, 54 in Bend. So fairly typical temperatures for this time of the year, save for that 72 down in Brookings, which they do when you get the offshore winds. Now, tomorrow morning, we'll start out with some patches of fog once again. It'll be cold once again, but tomorrow's different. We see rain develop during the midday hours, continuing into the afternoon and evening hours, and the high temperature tomorrow only 46. So some places are going to be 10, 11, even 12 degrees cooler than they were today. But today was an absolute stunner once again. The snow-capped peaks of the Wallowas, Deans Mountain, the Oregon Cascades showing up, and really no cloud cover to speak of. Nothing important there, but there is developing off the coast of Washington right now. This system doesn't look like much, but when we see this at this stage, that's the signal and sign of a developing system. And that is exactly what this is going to do. It's going to get stronger. It's pulling cold air down from the north. And that is going to lead to our cold weather for Friday and Saturday. Now, I think it's just going to be rain tomorrow. So let's not get too excited about snow chances just yet. Snow in the Coast Range, snow, of course, up in the Cascades, too. But then as we go into Saturday, it gets a little more interesting because it's going to be colder and there'll be a little less moisture around, but we may see some snowflakes down to the valley floor on Saturday. Now, I don't expect sticking snow on the valley floor. That'll happen above about 1,000 feet. It is March after all. The surfaces are all pretty warm, so it's tougher to get sticking snow. It's not completely out of the question, but it's highly unlikely. However, it is going to be cold and you're going to notice the change. So here's how this breaks down for you. Snow level dropping to about 1,500 feet on Friday. Snow level drops to about 500 feet on Saturday with rain and snow showers. But again, sticking snow only up in the hills and generally above about 1,000 feet. It'll be a great weekend for skiing. When we get these low snow levels, it's powder time up on the mountain. So get up there if you can do it, because it's going to be really good. 55 degrees right now, freezing level at 7,400 feet. All right, then for tonight, another clear night for us, but it clouds up later on. Then we see rain increase tomorrow. Should be dry in the morning, but then rainy by midday and certainly raining for the afternoon commute and into Friday night. So if you're heading out Friday night, get ready for that. The morning low is not quite as cold. They'll be in the mid-30s. Highs, though, only in the mid-40s. So again, running about 10 degrees cooler than average. Rain and snow showers on Saturday. Sunday, look at that low, 27. It'll be cold. It'll be windy. There could be a flurry left over in the morning on Sunday, but mainly it's a dry day, just cold and windy. So again, that's drier air coming out of the gorge. Monday, though, 52. And by Tuesday and Wednesday, we're back to the upper 50s. Looks like one of the better St. Patrick's Day forecast that we've had in a long, long time. So there's a lot of dry weather in the 7-day forecast, but Friday and Saturday are definitely going to feel like winter, ladies.
All right, Matt, thank you so much. And as we head to break, we would like to remind you about our KGW Great Food Drive. It's going on now. Our goal is to collect 1 million pounds of food for local families. And so far, we've raised more than 736,000 pounds, but we still have more to go. So you can help us right now by texting FOOD to 503-226-5111.
Your news when you want it. Follow KGW on Instagram.
KGW Weather is sponsored by the completely redesigned Chevy Traverse.
There's so much information out there online, on social media. How do you know what's accurate and what's not? With KGW Verify Reports, we're working every day to separate fact from fiction. So we vet the ideas, we go to trusted sources, we research, so we're able to tell you black and white if something is accurate or if something isn't. It's your news, investigated, fact-checked, truth-tested, so there's no second guessing on your part.
Buying a hot tub this weekend? Be a smart shopper. Visit Haven Spa Pool and Hearth. Impulse purchases from Spa Expos are dangerous. Inflated prices, high pressure sales, and they're gone on Monday. Know before you go. Visit your local spa experts at Haven Spa Pool and Hearth.
Just rolling in, the 62nd Annual Portland Metro RV Show, March 11th through the 15th at the Expo Center. It's the oldest and largest RV show in Portland with the best deals on hundreds of RVs. Get 2-for-1 admission coupons at portlandmetrorv.com. We're supporting Oregon and Washington State Parks with a donation for each ticket sold. The Portland Metro RV Show, March 11th through the 15th at the Expo Center. Just imagine where it might take you.
Don't get in hot water at a Spa Expo. High pressure sales, inflated prices, and they are gone on Monday. Local dealers mean bigger selection, better prices, installation, and service after the sale. Know before you go. Visit your local spa experts at Haven Spa Pool and Hearth.
You're watching KGW, which can also be seen on these translators.
Gresham Subaru, where you'll get a lifetime limited warranty on every new Subaru. And right now, get incredible offers on 2020 Outbacks and other models during the Subaru A Lot to Love event. Find it all at GreshamSubaru.com.
There he is. Oh, wow. You're doing really great with the twirling.
Dad, if you want to talk, I have a break at 3.
Okay. I'm going. It's like I wasn't here. Keep doing it, buddy.
Switch to Progressive and you can save hundreds. You know, like the sign says.
You might know me as the Shuns, and I loved my wonderfully noisy career. The ball is up, it's in. Rip City, baby! But over time, my hearing suffered. Then I found Willoughby Hearing Center, with hearing solutions for all budgets and lifestyles, and they help me hear better. At Willoughby Hearing Center, you hear better or pay nothing. Did you hear that?
The Subaru A Lot to Love event at Gresham Subaru. Find amazing offers on 2020 Outbacks and other models, and remember, get a lifetime limited warranty on every new vehicle at Gresham Subaru. Find us online at GreshamSubaru.com.
Welcome back. With the constant coronavirus coverage, you might be wondering how to talk to your kids about all this.
NBC News senior national correspondent Kate Snow talked with an expert to get some advice for parents, and I talked with Kate earlier this afternoon. Kate, thanks so much for talking to us about this. I know a lot of us are concerned, those of us with kids are wondering, how do we talk to our kids? So where do parents start?
Yeah, so it's interesting. The number one tip from the experts I spoke with is to calm down, that we, the parents, need to kind of take a deep breath, get ourselves in a good place, manage our anxiety before we have that conversation with our kids. It is important, though, to have the conversation because obviously they're seeing media, they're hearing things in school, they're hearing things from their friends, and they may have misinformation. So all the experts and psychologists say, do talk to your kids, but make sure you do so even if you're faking it, from a calm place.
Right. Well, you don't want to tell them too much and scare them because that could be something as well that could cause them harm.
Yeah, and you can emphasize the positives. Look, the risk factors right now, yes, it's scary to hear it all in the news, but the risk is low for most people. And for children in particular, they, so far, the epidemiologists are saying they're not reacting as strongly to the virus or to the disease. They're not having symptoms as strong as adults are. So that's good news. You can emphasize to your kids that there are ways that you're keeping yourselves safe, that you're washing your hands, that you're not touching your face, all the tips that we give in terms of hygiene. Those will make a child feel safer.
And what about play dates, maybe exposing them to other kids? Did experts talk to you about that at all?
Well, I didn't ask specifically about kids, but I know that, you know, the general rule right now is keeping that social distance if you can. So I think it's up to each parent individually, and it depends on where you live, what part of Oregon or Washington you're in. But use common sense, and if you're concerned about a large group, maybe cancel that play date.
Sure. All right, some great tips. Kate, thank you so much. And you can see Kate's full report coming up at 5:30 on NBC Nightly News with Lester Holt.
This is KGW News at 4:30.
We're back now at 4:30 to continue our coronavirus coverage. We know you've got a lot of questions, and honestly, so do we.
So we've been talking with experts about this unprecedented outbreak that really has impacted all of our lives. We do want to recap some of the big headlines from today.
Yeah, there are 3 new cases in Oregon. That brings the total to 24. Clackamas County now has its first case, and Washington County has 2 more. Washington is up to 366 cases, and today, Governor Jay Inslee announced he's closing all public and private schools in King, Snohomish, and Pierce counties for 6 weeks. And so many events are canceled or postponed. That includes March Madness.
And even though Oregon now has 24 confirmed cases, top health officers say there could be as many as 250. This morning, they warned that unless things slow significantly, that number could reach 75,000 by mid-May.
Pat Doris is here now with a look at how fast things are changing. Pat.
Well, it really is kind of hard to keep up with. We were just talking about it seems like it was yesterday or 7 months ago that we got the first case, but it was actually just 13 days ago that Oregon had the first positive test for this thing. Now we're canceling public gatherings and bracing for the worst. This whole thing has moved extremely fast, even for the insiders. They're amazed at the speed.
I want to acknowledge that this situation has moved at warp speed, and public health has been keeping up as best we can, understanding that lives are on the line and so are livelihoods.
We have not seen anything like this in our lifetimes, and all we need to do is look around at what is happening around the entire world.
And what is happening around the world shows this pandemic could speed up for us. As more people get infected, more can become infected. So it's amazing to live through it.
I'm sure that health officials are concerned about this. People are wondering if there are enough supplies and equipment in hospitals to deal with this increase.
Right. Well, I think the hospitals are trying to gauge that right now. You know, they typically have plenty for their day-to-day lives.
Sure.
They've been stocking up now as they see this coming. One of the big problems is ventilators. There's 688 ventilators at hospitals in Oregon, and that may not be enough if this thing really hits hard.
Okay, Pat, thank you.
Okay, moving to national news now. The Trump administration clarifying details of its European travel plan. Here's Alice Barr with a closer look at those restrictions.
Empty airports filled with confusion today after President Trump announced sweeping travel restrictions from Europe to the U.S. In fact, not as strict as they first sounded.
It was kind of panic because the airline had no idea what to do, what to say.
The White House clarifying the 30-day ban, which starts tomorrow, will only apply to foreign nationals. U.S. citizens and their families can re-enter the country, but have to self-quarantine for 2 weeks. 26 European countries are affected, not including the United Kingdom.
It's a world problem, and you do need separation in some cases.
The president also sowing confusion over whether European goods would be banned. They are not. Still, the markets took another major dive today, with trading halted twice this morning before the Federal Reserve injected $1.5 trillion in hopes of stopping the free fall. With now more than 1,300 cases reported across the country, President Trump proposing help for the sick, small businesses, and a payroll tax cut, while lawmakers scramble to find common ground and show Washington is helping those in need.
And if their children can't go to school because the school closed, how do they afford childcare?
Senate Republicans already voicing opposition to a House proposal including paid sick leave, food assistance, and free coronavirus testing. This as top health official Dr. Anthony Fauci says right now the U.S. testing system is failing.
The idea of anybody getting it easily, the way people in other countries are doing it, we're not set up for that.
The government trying to slow the spread of the coronavirus and the fears that come with it.
And you just heard about what happened on Wall Street. The Dow plunged 10%, the worst day since the 1987 market crash.
And it is not pretty when you look at your 401k. So what do you do with all this uncertainty? Lindsay Nadrich got some answers today. Lindsay.
Yeah, as you said, it's easy to panic when you look at your 401k balance, especially if you're close to retirement. But financial experts think the economic consequences of COVID-19 are unlikely to be long term. So selling now is not recommended. I sat down with the CEO of True North Retirement Advisors in Clackamas to get some answers.
What should I do with my 401k?
Yeah,
stay the course. It's tempting to sell and to hide, to put that, just cut my losses and say, okay, I'm going to get out and then I'm going to get back in when I feel better. But the problem is when you start feeling better, the economy and the stock market is already likely to have recovered significantly. And interestingly enough, if you miss just the 10 best days in the stock market over the last 40 years, your returns were cut in half.
At what point would you recommend selling?
I don't. Because at the underlying investment of what you own, as long as it's quality, there's no reason to sell. The U.S. is going to recover from this. The economy is going to recover from this. It may take some time, but it will happen. This isn't the end of the world. And so as long as investors realize that and don't abandon their long-term strategy, that's the worst thing you can do. Is your investment portfolio for retirement is designed to be a long-term investment strategy for your retirement, and if you abandon that now, you can't know when to get back in.
All right, so she also talked about the fact that this is kind of unprecedented because we didn't see the same thing happen with the stock market when SARS and the bird flu were major concerns. Part of the issue here is that there's still a lot of uncertainty surrounding COVID-19, and the market hates uncertainty. Again, though, she said it's important to remember that the market fluctuates, and if you're prone to panic, she suggests waiting a week before making any rash decisions because by then things could have changed.
Okay, that is good advice, but what about buying investments right now?
Yeah, so because of what's happening, everything is basically on sale. Stock prices are lower right now, so it is a good time to buy if you can. Ashley said to consider investing in companies that may be at a bargain right now, but have good future growth prospects.
All right, some good advice, Lindsay. Thank you. A lot of people are talking about how coronavirus is impacting everyday life. People are wondering, can I still do things like go to the grocery store, or maybe use public transportation?
Yeah, Kristen Severance is here with some good advice on staying safe while living your everyday life.
Yeah, guys, just so many questions about how does this impact my life? A lot of people asking now what after the ban of big events here in Oregon. So we wanted to answer some of those questions. First, when it comes to the ban, it does apply to groups of 250 people or more. It does not apply to stores, shopping centers, or schools. So one big question people had, does the ban apply to weddings? A large group of people all gathered in one place. Many weddings are even over that 250 person mark. Governor Kate Brown was asked that and addressed it at a news conference today.
Yes, the ban would include weddings. We're certainly asking people to take personal responsibility. If the wedding is 240 people, I would encourage you to make sure that the elderly and those with underlying conditions stay home. But obviously, we want our weddings and marriages to go forward.
Yes, so a lot of bride and grooms really scrambling to make a backup plan right now. So the next question has to do with everyday life. Should I still go to the grocery store? Would that be putting myself or other people at risk? Consumer Reports had some great information on this. They said, yes, go to the grocery store, but stay 6 feet away from people when shopping. Go shopping at a less busy time. And if you type in the store's name and location in a Google search, it will tell you when foot traffic is the highest. Wipe everything down with a cleaning wipe and use a credit or debit card or Apple Pay at the register so you don't have to exchange money with anyone. And next, something very popular now. What about if I order groceries online? Is that still safe to do? Consumer Reports said just avoid a direct handoff. Have someone drop your groceries off on your porch. Maybe order earlier than you normally would. Wipe down items before you put those away. And lastly, big question here, especially in Portland, is public transportation still safe? Is it still safe to ride the Max or the bus? This also came up at the news conference, and the question was answered by Oregon's health authority.
Increase their environmental cleaning, wiping down commonly touched surfaces, and if possible, implementing measures that would separate people in public transportation so they try and maintain at least 3 feet apart while they're riding to school or work or wherever they need to go.
Yeah, so we know that TriMet, PDX Greyhound, they've all upped their cleaning procedures, but you just heard the health officials say it's close quarters. So that's something to really think about when we talk about social distancing. It's really going to have to be a personal decision. Do you have a question about coronavirus? I know you do. We all do. Please let us know. We're going to be covering this, for months. So we want to know your questions, guys.
Kristen, I actually have Does the ban include churches?
It does. It includes church services, concerts, marathons. I mean, just think about that. It really does impact, so much of what we do.
All right. Thank you so much for that report. Still to come today, a post on Twitter is going viral claiming people can get tested for coronavirus when they go to donate blood. Our Verify team looked into this claim and we'll tell you what they found.
Plus, a University of Oregon professor is working in Italy right now, the European country hardest hit by the coronavirus. She'll share her experience so far and what she thinks the U.S. can learn from it.
Again, tonight we'll be focused on many of the questions you are asking. What does self-quarantine entail, for example? What should you tell your kids? We realize things are moving very quickly. We'll continue to bring you the facts as we learn them when we see you back here for NBC Nightly News.
There comes a point when you realize the bathroom you used to love needs a makeover. Let a professional rebath design consultant help craft the look you want and save $750 off your tub or shower remodel.
When I was gambling, I felt out of control. I got help because I had no choice, and it was free. Today, I am trustworthy. Today, I'm rebuilding my life because I got help.
Save thousands on the new revolutionary swim spa at a one-time event. Friday through Sunday. Clark County Event Center at the fairgrounds.
Exercise with low impact. Swim the entire year and stay in shape. Teach your kids to swim. Unwind and save thousands. Avoid the expense and maintenance involved with a pool. Swim, exercise, and relax in your new aquatic exercise swim spa. Installation and one day only.
New 2020 inventory. 18-month interest-free financing. Millions of dollars of inventory must be sold. Clark County Event Center at the fairgrounds, Ridgefield. Free admission. Call 1-888-SPA-SALE.
At Papa Murphy's, we're making flavor magic for just $10. Introducing the new Combo Magnifico, a magical combination of giant pepperoni, sausage, mushrooms, and onions, all for just $10. Bake it yourself, then make it disappear. We make it, you bake it, Papa Murphy's.
It was time to update the bathroom.
But we wanted to work with a company we could trust. Rebath gave us the bathroom
we always wanted.
Trust Rebath with the safety in your bathroom and save $750 off your tub or shower remodel.
Choose from Oregon's largest selection at Curtis Trailers, Portland and Beaverton.
KGW Weather is sponsored by the completely redesigned Chevy Traverse.
Hello. I saw you move in and I wanted to welcome you to the neighbourhood with some homemade biscuits.
Oh, that's so nice.
And a little tip, Geico could help you save on homeowners insurance.
Oh.
Cookies?
Biscuits.
Is there a little nutmeg in there?
Oh, it's my mum's secret recipe.
You can tell me.
It's a secret.
Is it cinnamon?
It's my mum's secret recipe.
Call Geico and see how easy saving on homeowners and condo insurance can be.
I'll come back for the plate.
The coronavirus outbreak is far from just a problem in the U.S. Italy, the entire country is on lockdown right now.
Yeah, we talked to a University of Oregon professor who's on a research trip in hard-hit northern Italy. She's there with her husband, who's also a U of O professor, and their two kids. Dr. Melissa Grayboys says Italy is overwhelmed, and she's calling for urgent action here in the U.S. She fears it'll get worse in the U.S. if large-scale quarantine and shutdown isn't instituted.
Right here in Italy, now each case is causing between 2 to 3 new cases. That's unsustainable. If that continues, it will crash the healthcare system. There will not be enough beds, and hospitals will not be able to treat everyone who needs care. So when we talk about flattening the curve, we talk about reducing how many new cases are caused by each individual case, about slowing how many cases, slowing it down so that the healthcare system can breathe and absorb those sick people. People heal from coronavirus. They get the necessary care and they get pushed out the door, and that's a great success. We need to make sure that they have time to heal in the hospital, exit, and that bed is available for the next sick person who comes.
Yeah, and that's kind of what we've been talking a lot about. Well, our KGW Verify team is also working nonstop to debunk and verify the claims and rumors that you're all seeing online.
Yeah, and one of those claims suggests you can get tested for the virus by donating blood. Here's our Jason Puckett.
A viral tweet claims to offer an easier, less expensive way to get tested for this coronavirus. Instead of a $3,200 test, just go donate blood. Quote, they have to test you for the virus in order to donate blood. There's a lot to break down in this message. Our sources, the Red Cross, the CDC, and the American Blood Centers. First point here, it gets the cost wrong. Right now, per the CDC, the coronavirus test doesn't cost anything. Now, people getting tested may have to pay for hospital stays and procedures at the hospital, but that cost will be different for each person. And it's worth noting, insurance companies and state and federal officials are working to lower or remove those costs. Next to the idea of donating blood because they have to test you for the virus. That's downright false. The Red Cross does test blood for illnesses and viruses, but not for the new coronavirus. It's brand new. That test can only be performed at the CDC and a handful of research locations around the country right now. This claim is false, but it could cause people to question or worry about donating blood. Here are some facts to help dispel those fears. 1. The Red Cross won't let anyone who is sick donate, period. And 2, there is no evidence that blood transfusions can give you the virus. Put simply, if you're healthy, it is safe to donate and receive blood. This is a big deal because right now, the Red Cross and American Blood Centers both need more donations. Turnout was already low due to the flu, and now the coronavirus is making people stay home and even causing some blood drives to be canceled. This tweet has been deleted, but unfortunately, it's being reposted and shared on other platforms. Remember, it's false and could lead people to doubt the blood donation process at a time when donations are needed. If you're seeing more claims like this, send us an email. With your Verify, I'm Jason Puckett.
And you can send us any of your Verify ideas. Just email us at verify@kgw.com.
Speaking of blood, there is major concerns that we could face a big shortage. As Catherine Cook reports, local blood donation centers are asking anyone who can to roll up their sleeves.
At the Red Cross Blood Donation Center, Stacy Darden is answering the call, literally.
There was a shortage and they start calling me a lot.
For Stacy, it's a platelet donation. For others, it's blood. The Red Cross says there's an urgent need for all of it.
We are trying to actively avoid a blood shortage.
Amy Rawson with the Red Cross says this stems from concerns over the coronavirus. In one day, blood drive cancellations doubled, costing 3,500 blood donations. Businesses are canceling corporate blood drives as employees work from home. Schools and senior centers are canceling amidst closures and quarantines.
If we continue to see that rate of cancellation as we've seen just in the last few days, that will have a very detrimental, significant impact.
Every blood bank's going to need help.
Kara Lewis is with BloodWorks Northwest in Vancouver. They've lost 600 donations across Oregon and Washington over coronavirus concerns. They need 1,000 donations a day to maintain a good blood supply.
The worst case scenario, if we don't have blood donors, then we will not have blood for surgeries or for traumas. Or platelets for our cancer patients.
Experts say giving blood won't weaken the donor's immune system.
And really, they're saving lives, and it's just that simple. And it's humbling, and we can't thank them enough for that.
Back at the Red Cross.
Is it safe to still donate blood? Of course, it is absolutely safe. This is a very sterile environment.
They're taking extra precautions to keep sick people from even entering the blood donation center. Everyone gets their temperature taken first. Potential donors over 99.5 are turned away.
You're 100.1.
Seriously?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
My 100-degree temperature would have cost a donation. Turns out it was just the hot tea I'd been drinking. A couple of minutes later.
99.2.
Is that it? Am I legit?
Oh, you're legit now.
So skip the hot drinks, and if you feel like Stacy,
yeah, it didn't worry me.
Answer the call.
So it just seemed like an easy thing to do to help out.
In North Portland, Catherine Cook, KGW News.
Well, NBC News went inside one of the only labs in the country working on a coronavirus vaccine.
So take a look at this video. It was taken inside the lab at the University of Pittsburgh's Center for Vaccine Research. Scientists are using an inactive coronavirus to find a new treatment. The lab here is just one of a dozen in the U.S. to be given a sample of the virus. NBC Nightly News will have in-depth coverage of this pandemic tonight at 5:30.
Coming up, a local doctor who works in Shanghai is now spending her 2-week vacation self-quarantined at home. She's been keeping a close eye on China's response to the virus, and she'll share her perspective. That's coming up.
I'm Matt Sfino. We've had another beautiful sunny day. That's about to change. It's about to get cold and wet. And yes, we are talking about the potential for some low elevation snow. Right now, winter weather advisories across northeast Oregon. We'll let you know what's up for your weekend.
Mattress World Northwest is celebrating 25 years of serving our community. Get this awesome Sealy Posturepedic pillow top set, only $698. Save up to $400 off Beauty Rest and Beauty Rest Black, plus free delivery and haul away. Only at Mattress World Northwest.
With my hepatitis C, I felt I couldn't be at my best for my family. In only 8 weeks with Mavyret, I was cured.
I faced reminders of my hep C every day.
I worried about my hep C.
But in only 8 weeks with Mavyret, I was cured.
Mavyret is the only 8-week cure for all types of hep C. Before starting Mavyret, your doctor will test if you've had hepatitis B, which may flare up and cause serious liver problems during and after treatment. Tell your doctor if you've had hepatitis B, a liver or kidney transplant, other liver problems, HIV-1, or other medical conditions, and all medicines you take. Don't take Mavyret with anazanavir or rifampin, or if you've had certain liver problems. If you've had or have serious liver problems other than hep C, there's a rare chance they may worsen. Signs of serious liver problems may include yellowing of the skin, abdominal pain or swelling, confusion, and unexplained bleeding or bruising. Tell your doctor if you develop symptoms of liver disease. Common side effects include headache and tiredness.
With hep C behind me, I feel free.
Fearless. Because I am cured.
Talk to your doctor about Mavyret.
Be advised, this is a once-in-a-lifetime chance to save 40 to 80% on a hot tub and swim spa. Friday through Sunday. Major manufacturers and warehouses clearance of new 2020 inventory. Clark County Event Center at the fairgrounds. Over 100 hot tubs on display and everything must go. See the revolutionary swim spa. You can exercise, swim, and relax without the expense and maintenance of a pool. Hot tubs starting at $29.95. All inventory 40 to 80% off. 18-month interest-free financing. Trade-ins welcome. Free delivery. We'll even haul away your old hot tub. Clark County Event Center at the fairgrounds, Richfield. Free admission. Call 1-888-SPA-SALE.
At Toyota, we are passionate about giving back. That's why we are proud to support the KGW Great Food Drive. Your donations go to supporting Oregon Food Bank's free food market, feeding people right here in our community. You can help. Please give cash or food at any local Toyota dealership and we will match your gift. Your donation restores hope and makes this place we love a little better. Bring your donation in today.
Mattress World Northwest is celebrating 25 years of serving our community. During our birthday bash, receive a free sleep kit with any split head mattress set. Choose from latex, memory foam, and the number bed by Instant Comfort. It's not too late to sleep like a baby at Mattress World Northwest.
Welcome back. We want to take a moment to enjoy something nice today, the beauty of our weather.
Yeah, and our region, because it is beautiful. And a lot of people may be making plans for staycations, and we've got some good weather coming up. Yeah. But it's going to get cold first.
It's not this weekend, really.
Yeah, no, not tomorrow, not Saturday. So hunker down, get ready for that, because it's going to feel like winter again. It is, after all, technically still winter. We have sunshine at 55 out of the reserve right now. East winds at 8 miles an hour. We look out of the Oregon coast. This is Astoria, of course, and again, equally as sunny and a little bit cooler with a pretty good breeze coming in off the ocean at 18 miles an hour. So that'll help to keep things feeling chilly, right? Meanwhile, over in the Dalles, there's the bridge over the Columbia, 55 degrees and no wind in the Dalles. Enjoy that. It's going to get cold and windy this week and this weekend and into next week as the east wind kicks on in. 55 in Portland, 56 in Vancouver today. McMinnville was 64. And we look around the state. I'll tell you where the place to be. Brookings hit 72 this afternoon. They get some offshore flow. The wind descends off the Siskiyou Mountains there, and Brookings warms up unlike anywhere else on the Oregon coast, in large part because the orientation of the coast down there, believe it or not, is actually more east-west than it is north-south. So with the north wind, they get offshore flow, and they don't have the influence of that cool ocean air. 55 in the Dalles, 55 in Hermiston, 54 in Bend. Tomorrow morning, we'll start out with a little bit of fog. 37. So cold again, maybe not as cold as this morning, but cold. Rain by noon. Rain really picks up in the afternoon and evening hours. Only 46 degrees at 5 o'clock. And look at the sunset now is at 7:15. Tomorrow's days continue to get longer. Lots of clear sky around Oregon today. This is the high-resolution imagery showing the snow-capped mountains around the state. A little bit of patchy fog down the Umpqua Valley and around Eugene, but otherwise it has been clear. Already, though, some sprinkles showing up on Doppler radar off the coast of Washington. And this is the weather system that changes things for the cold and for the wet. Now, notice where it's coming from, out of the Gulf of Alaska. Some good cold air behind it. It'll try to tap into some even colder air over continental Canada. So as that forms off the Oregon coast, we go into rain modes. And modeling wants to show a little bit of snow here on Friday. I don't think that happens. I think it's going to be more like Saturday where we have a threat of snow. You can see the circulation here too. But later in the day, Saturday, things begin to clear out a bit for us. So yes, it is going to get cold, and we're going to see snow showers, but sticking snow on the valley floor That's a tough one to accomplish this time of the year. Eastern Oregon, however, there'll be plenty of sticking snow. We got winter weather advisories here for basically all of eastern Washington, all of northeast Oregon, and that goes from Friday night into Saturday, as you'll get a few inches of snow at the lower elevations, but much more as you go up in elevation. Meanwhile, Southern California, they're getting rain right now. These are all the dark red. Those are flash flood warnings. That's how much rain, thunder, lightning, thunderstorms going on down there, and hail. So they're seeing a pretty brutal situation at the moment. Okay, here's one model. I hesitate to even show this to you because it shows about a half an inch of snow for Portland. That's too much. We're not going to get that much in the valley floor, but we will see at least a few snowflakes. About 1,500 feet for the snow level tomorrow, then down to 500 feet on Saturday, and then a great weekend for skiing as we get upwards of 8, maybe 12 inches of new snow at the ski areas, but high quality snow with the cold air and those low snow levels. So clouding up tonight, increasing rain tomorrow. Highs will be in the 40s, lows are above freezing. On Saturday, the morning low is 35, the high only 43. That's, almost 15 degrees below average for this time of the year. Rain and snow showers, but again, sticking snow even above the west hills. It'll have to get higher than that for sticking snow. And then it clears out Sunday, cold and windy. We see more sunshine Monday through Thursday of next week.
This is the story. Hit me up on Facebook, use Instagram, put a little note on a falcon and send it our way. Lynn writing in and saying, thank you for the story. Appreciate you and KGW News for supporting this new format. It takes your feedback every single night, so keep it coming. Without you guys, there is no story.
The coronavirus. You have questions that need answers. Text FACTS to 503-226-5111 and we'll send you important information to keep you safe and informed. Get the facts, not fear, on KGW and KGW.com.
Buying a hot tub this weekend? Be a smart shopper. Visit Haven Spa Pool and Hearth. Impulse purchases from Spa Expos are dangerous. Inflated prices, high pressure sales, and they're gone on Monday. Know before you go. Visit your local spa experts at Haven Spa Pool and Hearth.
Our community is passionate about education. That's why On Point is proud to present the On Point Prize Community Builder Award. 4 local schools will receive a $2,000 grant, while 1 additional local school will receive a $5,000 grant to support a project of their choice. Projects that enrich the school, the students, and their teachers. Public, private, and charter schools, grades K through 12, can apply for the prize. Go to onpointprize.com today and nominate your school.
The balances on your credit cards are worse than your yoga poses.
It's going to be a stretch to make those payments.
Call Consolidated Credit. They can lower your interest rates to get you out of debt fast without destroying your credit. The program works. Call Consolidated Credit. Call 1-800-493-0032. 1-800-493-0032.
The all-new Silverado HD adds to the legendary capability of the strongest, most advanced Silverados ever. With best-in-class camera technology and larger, more functional beds than any competitor, the only truck that can compare to a Silverado is another Silverado.
Truck Month is the right time to get behind the wheel of the Chevy Silverado. Now get 0% financing for 72 months plus $500 cash allowance on all Silverado 1500 Crew Cab pickups. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
I was having a lot of sinus infections. My sinuses were clogged, pressure, headaches.
Linda suffered for years with chronic sinus infections, but now her issues are gone. How? A minimally invasive procedure performed in the office of the Modern Nose Clinic called balloon sinuplasty.
I would do it again in a heartbeat, and I would definitely recommend it for someone else.
Do you suffer with chronic sinus infections? Set an appointment today with the Modern Nose Clinic.
Don't get in hot water at a Spa Expo. High pressure sales, inflated prices, and they are gone on Monday. Local dealers mean bigger selection, better prices, installation, and service after the sale. Know before you go. Visit your local spa experts at Haven Spa Pool and Hearth.
3 on 3 Blazers podcast. It gets crazy.
He's so fake right now. I didn't.
You gotta hear it. 3 on 3 Blazers from KGW, wherever you get your podcasts.
This is KGW News at 5.
And And welcome back to a special edition of KGW News. Today, we're going to be talking a lot about the coronavirus pandemic.
This is new, really, for all of us. We all have a lot of questions about the latest developments, and we want to prepare you, not scare you. This is a developing situation. A lot of things are changing very quickly, and we're going to do our very best to focus on the facts, not fear.
So we have our entire KGW team working to answer your questions about all of this, and we begin with the latest information here in the Northwest. So the Oregon Health Authority announced 3 more people have tested positive for COVID-19. One of them is a man in Clackamas County who had close contact with someone who had already tested positive. The other 2 are women in Washington County who had no known close contact with people who have tested positive. Those 2 cases are considered community spread. Now, there are 24 cases in Oregon spread across 11 counties. No deaths have been reported.
In Washington, there are now 366 confirmed cases. Governor Jay Inslee ordered schools in King, Pierce, and Snohomish counties to close for 6 weeks. And in the last hour, Clark County officials have recommended that events with more than 250 people be canceled. And as those numbers grow, health leaders say the number of infected people actually becomes less important.
So they say they want us to think less about getting tested and more about how we can protect one another. We do know a lot of you have questions, though, about the tests, so we had Pat Doris look into it.
Well, first off, I can tell you that anyone can get a COVID-19 test if you can convince your doctor to approve it. You should not go to Quest or other lab places to get that done. Your doctor can take a sample in her or his office.
The Oregon State Lab will run tests for free, but will only run those for the very sickest patients. If you just want to get tested because you feel crappy and you want to know if you have the virus, your doctor will have to send the test to a private lab. You may have to pay a deductible for that, or a copay, or both. But then again, maybe not, because there's a lot of pressure on insurance companies to suck up the charge and pay it themselves. The test was developed by the CDC as the virus came to America, and it took a bit to get it right. Our local health doctor, Richard Lehman, explained what happens.
So this is called a polymerase chain reaction test. And we're looking for evidence of the genetic material, in this case RNA, or ribonucleic acid. And this test allows us to see whether that particular genetic material, very specific to the particular virus, is there or not.
The doc said it's like a fingerprint, but better than a fingerprint. And getting a sample at the doctor's office is not particularly difficult.
Not really. It's not the most pleasant thing in the world, because you gotta take a swab and it goes up the nose, and I don't think that's comfortable for anybody. But it's not a difficult thing to do.
It does not sound all that comfortable. This, by the way, is a really interesting dynamic going on out there. Maybe you're feeling it at home. The health experts are saying, don't bother with getting a test unless you're really sick. You should just assume that you're infected. But on the public side, I'm hearing a lot of you saying, baloney. I want to know whether I have the virus so I know how careful I have to be around vulnerable people. Ashley?
So, Pat, that kind of caught me when we said at the beginning that they're focused, less on people getting tests. Why is that exactly?
Well, in the world of epidemiology, there's different stages that they deal with these monsters with. The first one is to contain it. So that's when we see them doing a lot of the detective work. Who did you touch? Where did you go? That sort of thing. But after a while, they're saying there's so much of that it's just everywhere, and so it doesn't matter so much who you're connected with. Now they're moving to the mitigation, which is assume everybody's infected. How do we keep it from getting worse? Sure. That's where we're at now.
All right. Makes sense, Pat. Thank you. We'll take a look at this. Providence hospitals are setting up medical tents, preparing to see an influx of patients. This is at Providence St. Vincent. Other Providence hospitals have set up similar tents as well. They haven't had to use them yet, but they want to be prepared if they need to.
Big announcements related to the coronavirus have been coming out from state officials, and they are impacting schools. In fact, today, as you heard at the very start of this newscast, Washington Governor Jay Inslee announced he's canceling all public and private schools for 6 weeks in King, Snohomish, and Pierce counties. Back in Oregon, there is currently a petition circulating right now among students and the community in favor of closing schools in the Hillsborough School District. Now, St. Mary's and Jesuit High School in Portland, as well as LaSalle LaSalle High School in Milwaukee have already made the call and will be starting online learning on Monday. Central Catholic High starts tomorrow. And really yesterday into today, school districts across the area have been responding to Oregon Governor Kate Brown's ban on large gatherings of 250 people or more. In fact, Portland Public Schools sent out this letter to families and staff. It's very similar to letters that were also sent out in the Beaverton, Salem Kaiser, Eugene, Hillsborough, Tigard Tualatin, and potentially other school districts. It says that classes, at least for right now, will continue and large events are suspended. As for sports, those games will go on, but without any spectators. There will be no non-essential school activities for 30 days, and those important meetings that are supposed to be open to the public will be streamed. Meanwhile, Beaverton Schools made a little bit of a clarification. It extended its restrictions to include visitors at schools. Only essential personnel will be allowed. And up in the Vancouver School District, schools for now will remain open, but travel to King, Snohomish, and Pierce counties for sports or other events is postponed or canceled. This is based off Washington Governor Jay Inslee's announcement. And we actually just got an update from Evergreen Public Schools saying it also is suspending large events like basketball games and school assemblies, but practices for sports and also maybe theater can continue. And as you can imagine, we've been hearing so many things from parents. Parents are asking a lot of questions at this point, and it's clear why. They're asking why their child's school isn't closing altogether. What about elderly school staff? And what is the possibility of teaching remotely? And you know what? Parents have so much to think about because there are just so many unknowns.
I'm keeping up to date on the news, both nationally, state and locally. But the information is coming, and it's coming fast, and it's constantly being updated. So I'm just doing my best to pay attention to it all.
Yeah, and about this last question about what is the possibility of remote teaching, the complication here is that some students might not have access to a computer or the internet. Some colleges and schools are doing it already. We spoke to Oregon Connections Academy, which specializes in online learning, and the lead principal there says it seems like more people are becoming interested in online classes.
Ironically, it's a lot of districts maybe coming to us and just asking us, kind of picking our brains, how could that district in particular maybe go to an online option if they need to.
So if some of the bigger school districts make that call, we will let you know. Meantime, Willamette University has been added to the list of higher ed institutions making a transition to online learning. Portland State announced it'll conduct classes and exams remotely too, starting tomorrow through mid-April. And Oregon State sent us an email today saying facilities will stay open, but exams and classes will be held online if possible, starting this weekend.
Well, there's a big announcement from Disneyland today. The park will close on Saturday morning through the end of the month. A Disney spokesperson said there have been no reported cases of coronavirus at Disneyland Resort. Theme parks don't fall under the governor of California's recommendation that large gatherings be canceled, but Disney says the park will follow those guidelines regardless. This is just a precaution, it says, to help slow the spread. And events all across the state are being called off here in Oregon, from state basketball playoff games to this weekend's Shamrock Run. Joe Ranieri is following some of the other cancellations we're seeing. Joe?
When Governor Brown made her announcement yesterday about canceling events with crowds of 250 people or more, it meant a lot of events that were already scheduled months in advance are going to be canceled over the next couple of weeks, and that includes the big one that was scheduled for this weekend. That was the Shamrock Run. Sunday was going to mark the 42nd anniversary of this big race that brings thousands of people into downtown Portland. Well, unfortunately, it's not going to be taking place this year. I talked with Dan Cruz, who's been organizing the race. He told me as of yesterday they were actually planning on going along with the event, a race that again has about 20,000 people registered for, but it wasn't until late last night that he realized the race wasn't going to be taking place.
You know, this was a situation that has obviously impacted everybody from all walks of life, especially over the past 24 hours. It's something that we're grateful to be a part of the Portland running community. You know, runners are a resilient group, right? They're used to adversity.
Anticipated Frozen the Musical that kicked off earlier this month at Keller Auditorium was canceled earlier this afternoon too. And at Moda Center, concerts have been canceled for the next 4 weeks. I did speak with the executive director of the Orleans Schnitzer Hall, who told me all events have been canceled there for the next month. That includes 75 performances that have already been scheduled. She told me they are working with some of the groups and their performers to see if they can reschedule later this year.
And Joe, I know so many people look forward to the Shamrock Run. Thousands of people participate. Is there any chance it'll be rescheduled maybe later this year? You know, I asked Dan that a couple of hours ago when we were talking outside our studios, and he told me it doesn't look like it's going to happen this year, unfortunately. That's because you have to plan well in advance to get these things set up. You have to have teams to come in and get everything all ready, work with the city and state as well. And heading into the later part of the spring and the summer, there's already events planned. So he's expecting the 42nd Shamrock Run to happen in 2021. Yeah, there's so much that goes into those big races. Joe, thank you very much.
And speaking of cancellations, we have a long list of all the cancellations we've learned of so far on KGW.com. We can send you a direct link to all that information if you text the word closings to the number there on your screen. That's 503-226-5111. Again, you can text the word closings to 503-226-5111.
No hugs today. Lots of love, and I just want everybody to stay as safe as possible.
Street Roots newspaper vendors hit Portland's streets to do a different kind of outreach. With the novel coronavirus in our community, Street Roots is trying to make sure people experiencing homelessness are safe and informed. Morgan Romero followed a couple vendors who are houseless themselves as they made their way through downtown Portland.
We tagged along with Street Roots vendors as they walked around downtown Portland and passed out information cards and hand sanitizer, as well as other resources to people in the houseless community in Portland, trying to protect them as the coronavirus spreads.
You know, we vendors with Street Roots, man, so we out here just trying to make sure everybody stays safe. We got some little health kits, you know, you got some ibuprofen in there, some tissues, some hand sanitizer, little nail clippers, you know, so I'm gonna give you one of those.
Raven Drake sprung into action to reach people living on Portland streets or in camps.
You just get out there, get the right information out to people, give them what little bit we can give them, resource guides, basic things to help them stay clean, stay healthy, and, you know, just sort of, you know, give them that comfort, let them know that they're not in this alone.
In the mornings, Raven holds training at Street Roots' office for vendors, sharing the latest information with them about coronavirus from health authorities.
It's just getting out here and talking to the people who are out here just like we are.
Then the team hits the streets.
Put the number of contacts you have.
Vendors doing this outreach get paid the way they do selling papers.
A few of the people that I know that's struggling out there that are unhoused human beings, they were so relieved to get this, and they just want to keep, you know, be safe. They're just overwhelmed with information right now. That's what I picked up.
On the heels of Governor Brown's ban on crowds of more than 250 people, Drake says some people are panicking about where they'll get their next meal.
Does that mean that they're going to stop the feeds? They're going to stop feeding us because some of those can get quite large? No, those will probably all still keep going because they don't have 250 people in there at a time.
To help calm any fears, vendors pass out these cards with facts from the county about COVID-19.
Misinformation just panics people, so I've calmed down a lot of people by just giving them the correct information.
Like symptoms to look for, how the virus spreads, how they can avoid catching it, and when they should go to the hospital.
Thank you. This is really, really important work you're doing.
Morgan Romero.
Hey, brother. Oh, that's my brother. This is my boy. How you doing, man?
KGW News.
So during a health crisis like this, you hear a lot of things. Well, we've heard from a lot of you worried about the virus spreading on surfaces like money, your phone, even your pet's fur. Jason Puckett verified all that for us.
As the coronavirus keeps spreading, we're getting a lot of questions about how it spreads on surfaces. Can it spread on money, from our pets, our phones? Well, turns out the answer is yes to all of them. Our sources are the CDC, the WHO, and a few medical studies. The quick answer here is that the coronavirus can survive, at least briefly, on almost any surface. Fur, paper, metal, glass, all included. The WHO estimates it can survive for a few hours up to several days, but that depends on a lot of factors like temperature, humidity, and what kind of surface it is. They're also using past coronaviruses for comparison. In 2003, for instance, SARS was found to survive up to 96 hours on glass surfaces. That same study found SARS on paper after 36 hours and plastic and stainless steel after 72 hours. But here's the thing. The virus just being on a surface doesn't get you sick. It has to get into your respiratory system. These articles and stories are drawing our attention to specific surfaces, but the reality is we should just be aware of all surfaces. Whether it's your phone, money, a railing, or a pet, the virus spreads the same way. Someone with the virus coughs or sneezes, those droplets carry the virus wherever they land. Luckily, the prevention techniques are the same no matter the surface. Wash your hands regularly and avoid touching your face. If you take those precautions, there's no reason to be more concerned about one surface over another. With your Verify, I'm Jason Puckett.
Well, coming up a little later, Matt Zafino has our full forecast. Then later, what in the world is social distancing and how can you protect your mental health during this outbreak?
Yeah, we'll hear from the experts on how you can help yourself and some of the most vulnerable people in our community. Stay with us.
This is the story. Hit me up on Facebook, use Instagram, put a little note on a falcon and send it our way. Lynn writing in and saying, thank you for the story. Appreciate you and KGW News for supporting this new format. It takes your feedback every single night, so keep it coming. Without you guys, there is no story.
The coronavirus. You have questions that need answers. Text FACTS to 503-226-5111 and we'll send you important information to keep you safe and informed. Get the facts, not fear, on KGW and KGW.com.
There comes a point when you realize the bathroom you used to love needs a makeover. Let a professional rebath design consultant help craft the look you want and save $750 off your tub or shower remodel.
Don't go another year with those old open-top gutters that clog, freeze, warp, and fall off your home. Why don't you do like thousands of homeowners have already done? Call us here at LeafGuard. LeafGuard's attached to the fascia using our patented hanger system with screws, not nails. It's not coming down. LeafGuard has earned the Good Housekeeping seal 15 years in a row. We hear this a lot at LeafGuard. Here in the Northwest, you need a good gutter system, and we've been around 20 years. You can count on LeafGuard, and you can count on our winter half-off sale to save you some money. Half-off labor on a complete LeafGuard system. And if you call during this program, we'll double your gift from $100 to a $200 gift card with purchase. And if you call right now, we have a nice gift for you. $25 gas card with your free gutter inspection and in-home estimate. Ask about Refer 8. Tell a friend about LeafGuard, you get cash back. Tell enough friends about Refer 8, you could get free gutters.
At Bob's Red Mill, we know food is powerful. That's why we're proud to support the KGW Great Food Drive. 1 in 9 in this great state go hungry. Almost half of those are kids. We can do better than that.
No one should go hungry, and if we all come together, we will make a difference.
Please take a moment and donate. Just go to kgw.com/food drive.
It was time to update the bathroom.
But we wanted to work with a company we could trust. Rebath gave us the bathroom
we always wanted.
Trust Rebath with the safety in your bathroom and save $750 off your tub or shower remodel.
Welcome back, everybody. It's been a great run of sunny days, hasn't it, for the most part? It's about to come to an end, but just temporarily. It's 47 out of the beach right now. Pretty good wind coming in off the ocean at Astoria at 17 miles an hour. We hit 56 today. That's right on average for this date. 57 in Vancouver, 56 in Aurora. And we even had 70s in Oregon, way down in Brookings at 72 as they got some offshore flow. Helps to warm them up while everybody else is in the 50s, as you can see. Klamath Falls hit 60. Otherwise, and Medford hit 64, but everybody else in the 50s around Oregon today. Now, tomorrow, Very different day. We'll actually start similar with fog in the morning, about 37 degrees. But by noontime, it's raining. By 5 o'clock, it's raining harder. And it keeps raining into Friday night. And then on Saturday, lots of showers, some of which will be snow as long as you're up at elevation. The snow level drops to about 1,500 feet tomorrow, which is low for this time of the year. 500 feet on Saturday. So that means rain and snow showers. And since we're in shower mode and the snow level is that low, you get a strong shower. The downdraft can bring snow all the way down to the valley floor. There could be some hail or graupel, which is Ashley's favorite form of precipitation. There could be some graupel out there on Saturday too, right, Ashley? Yeah? Yes. She says yes. All right. Yeah, that was really enthusiastic. Anyway, great skiing this weekend as we have sunshine, as we have the new snowfall coming our way and really high quality snow because it's going to be so cold. And we will get some sunshine on Sunday. Okay, here's Doppler radar. There's not much to show, but there is a little bit off the coast of Washington indicating the leading edge of this developing weather system, which right now just looks like a fairly innocuous smudge. That is going to form and develop overnight tonight and be a nice circular thing tomorrow. And that's what's going to throw the moisture over us. Cold air follows it, and that's why the snow levels get so low. We'll talk California here for just a minute. We'll go down to the Southland. Look at all the rain. They're getting thunderstorms down there, too. It's been a really rough day. So nobody's going to Disneyland right now, but today'd be a bad day there anyway. The showers and thunderstorms, and there are flash flood warnings out. All these dark red areas. So again, they're getting some really serious precipitation down in SoCal. For us, winter weather advisories across northeast Oregon and all of eastern Washington for snowfall beginning tomorrow night and lasting into Saturday. So here's how it looks on our modeling. As we go through this, I don't think we see snow tomorrow evening. I think that's overblown. I think we'll get rain. We'll get some snow showers on Saturday, as I said. And then on Sunday, it starts to clear out and things will be improving quite rapidly at that point. So once again, snow level dropping to about 500 feet on Saturday and a great weekend for skiing up on the mountain. All right, clouding up tonight. Tomorrow, increasing rain. We'll see a high of about 46, only 43 on Saturday with those rain and snow showers. Sunday, cold and windy. We will see the east wind punch on through. Precipitation winding down. And then on Monday, a low of 30 and a high of 52. And St. Patrick's Day, unusually clear. It'll be 58 in the afternoon as we end up with sunshine there. And the sunshine looks like it's going to continue as we go into the middle of the week. We're back right after this.
Be advised, this is a once-in-a-lifetime chance to save 40 to 80% on a hot tub and swim spa Friday through Sunday. Major manufacturers and warehouses clearance of new 2020 inventory. Clark County Event Center at the fairgrounds. Over 100 hot tubs on display and everything must go. See the revolutionary swim spa. You can exercise, swim, and relax without the expense and maintenance of a pool. Hot tubs starting at $29.95. All inventory 40 to 80% off. 18-month interest-free financing. Trade-ins welcome. Free delivery. We'll even haul away your old hot tub. Clark County Event Center at the fairgrounds, Richfield. Free admission. Call 1-888-SPA-SALE.
Isn't it time you enjoy your outdoor living space? At Creative Interiors and Design, we have an amazing selection of outdoor furniture, including wicker, teak, and metal, along with fire pits, lighting, and area rugs. Come in today and let us help you create a look you'll love.
What's in your gutters? If you're tired of climbing a ladder, especially in the wintertime, putting your hands in that cold water to clean out the gutters, get Leaf Guard, the gutter that never clogs, guaranteed. And take advantage of our winter half-off sale, half-off labor on a complete Leaf Guard system. Call during this program. We'll double your gift from $100 to a $200 gift card with purchase and a $25 gas card with your free gutter inspection and estimate. Leaf Guard, the gutter that never clogs, guaranteed.
I looked at partial bridges, I looked at dentures. Out of all the options, Clear Choice was the only choice for me.
All the specialists with all the technology they need are in one spot. It makes delivering this 21st century world-class dentistry very convenient, and we do it in one day.
Call today to schedule your free comprehensive consultation. We'll even talk financing options while you're here.
I can laugh, people crack a joke, and I smile. It was a life-changing thing.
Call Clear Choice today.
Rivermark Community Credit Union is proud to support the KGW Great Food Drive. We know fresh food matters. That's why we're here at the Oregon Food Bank's Learning Garden getting it ready for the spring. Too many of our neighbors go hungry. You can help. Your donations help fund important programs like this all over the state, restoring hope and making this place we love a little better. Throughout March, please donate food or cash at any Rivermark branch. Please give today.
Finding the perfect bed to support your back has never been easier with BedMart's Back Relief Sale. Get your free 3-minute Smart Match profile and save $200 on top brands. Or get $300 in smart cash when you buy Tempur-Pedic. And free next day delivery. Beat Bed Smart. Shop Bedmart.
Hey, welcome back. So you may have heard us talk about something called social distancing, and that's to help slow the spread of the coronavirus.
And that means really staying out of congregate settings, places where people tend to meet in larger groups. So try to avoid mass gatherings and try to maintain distance from others when you're in public. 6 feet is the recommended distance. And you know, with all this social distancing, you might feel a little bit isolated. We've been covering so many topics around the coronavirus, and one important one is mental health. And you've been talking to experts really all day long. What have they told you?
Yes, we wanted to learn about how people should be managing or are managing the stress and anxiety with coronavirus. There's just so much bad stuff in the news. I got calls from several mental health experts. They say their phones have been ringing off the hook today. Honestly, they've just been really busy. And the bottom line is everybody is going to handle this differently. They're going to perceive the stressors differently. Some people might feel withdrawn and isolated. Others might feel helpless. Some are annoyed that people are stressing out about all this. So the reactions are all over the board.
Okay, and what about tips? Do the experts have any tips for all of us average people?
They do. And so don't roll your eyes at these, because I think people sometimes say we hear this all the time, we get it, but it is really important to pay attention to these. And if we help 1 or 2 people with these tips, that's good enough for me. So we're going to put these up on the screen here. A really important one is to maintain your routine. So stay connected with your family and friends. If you are limiting your trips out of the house, at least try to keep some semblance of your normalcy. Also, keep things in perspective. Stay informed. You want to get news from reliable sources and vet your information, but don't get sucked into the 24-hour news cycle. Another one, avoid crowds. Don't isolate yourself, though, and then that kind of makes you feel closed in. A few more, get sleep and exercise. Limit caffeine and alcohol. They mentioned caffeine can send you into overdrive. So avoid those, and then also take breaks, maybe play a game. Do yoga, meditate, find something to find some joy in your life.
Yeah, kind of de-stress, bring your stress levels a little lower. So what about ways we can protect those who are elderly in our community, because they're at high risk?
Yeah, and that's kind of the thing. You don't want to minimize what people are experiencing or feeling, especially the vulnerable, like the elderly, you know, those who are have compromised immune systems. And so we did talk with a doctor today who said, look, validate their concerns, maybe offer to bring something by their house. You can drop it off out front, but don't just dismiss it and, you know, tell them not to be concerned, because that doesn't help the situation either. And then, as always, if you're feeling anxious or you need help, don't hesitate to reach out to a family member or a doctor for help.
Okay, thank you so much, Ashley. I know you've been on the phone literally all day. I've watched you. Okay, we'll be right back after that.
Choose from Oregon's largest selection at Curtis Trailers, Portland and Beaverton.
Save thousands on the new revolutionary swim spa at a one-time event Friday through Sunday. Clark County Event Center at the fairgrounds. Exercise with low impact. Swim the entire year and stay in shape. Teach your kids to swim. Unwind and save thousands. Avoid the expense and maintenance involved with a pool. Swim, exercise, and relax in your new aquatic exercise swim spa. Installation in 1 day only. New 2020 inventory. 18-month interest-free financing. Millions of dollars of inventory must be sold. Clark County Event Center at the fairgrounds, Ridgefield. Free admission. Call 1-888-SPA-SALE.
Just rolling in. The Portland Metro RV Show, March 11th through the 15th at the Expo Center. It's the largest RV show in Portland with the best deals on hundreds of RVs. Get 2-for-1 admission coupons at PortlandMetroRV.com. A portion of ticket sales will benefit Oregon and Washington state parks.
Here at Leaf Guard, we hear this a lot. The clogged gutters do damage to our overhang and trim. That's where we can help with our fascia wrap, which provides an extra layer of protection against water damage with a secure foundation to attach Leaf Guard that works.
The Leaf Guard gutters are absolutely excellent, and I recommend anybody to buy them. You'll be tickled pink with them because they do the job and you'll have no maintenance.
You know, here in the Northwest, we deal with a lot of rain, but we also deal with a lot of fir needles. And as you know, they don't come off when it's raining, they come off when it's dry. But look at the Leaf Guard system. The fir needles go over the front, not in. And now would be a great time to take advantage of the winter half-off sale. Half-off labor on a complete Leaf Guard system. We're going to double your gift from $100 to a $200 gift card with purchase. And we have a nice gift for you with your free in-home estimate. A $25 gas card with your free gutter inspection from Leaf Guard.
Mattress World Northwest is celebrating 25 years of serving our community. During our birthday bash, receive a free sleep kit with any split head mattress set. Choose from latex, memory foam, and the number bed by Instant Comfort. It's not too late to sleep like a baby at Mattress World Northwest.
We will have special coverage of the coronavirus all day today on KGW.
Nightly news is next, and KGW will be back from 6 until 7:30. At 6:30, the head of emergency response for Multnomah County will be in studio to take your questions.
Have a great evening. Nightly is next.